Hello and welcome. I'm genuinely intrigued today because we're diving into something, well, frankly, that affects a lot of us, more than we might talk about openly. That's the hunt for good, comfortable hair removal. Specifically, we're doing a deep dive on the Hydrateology facial hair removal cream. Our goal here is pretty straightforward. Unpack the claims, see what users are really experiencing, and figure out how effective this stuff actually is. We want to know what makes it stand out, who it's really for, and yeah, it doesn't live up to the hype. We've done the legwork, mainly digging into a detailed review from Mateo Guide on YouTube, so you get the nuggets of knowledge without sitting through the whole thing yourself. So the big question, the one Mateo Guide throws out right in the title, is this cream a scam or is it legit? Let's try and figure that out.
It's a really good question to start with. I mean, you look at the hair removal market, it's absolutely packed. So often it comes down to just one little detail, doesn't it? Something specific that makes or breaks it for certain people with certain needs. And what's kind of fascinating here with hydratology is how directly they seem to be tackling a really common problem for a specific group.
Which group is that?
People with sensitive skin. That seems to be their main angle, and if they pull it off, well, that could really make a difference for those folks.
Okay, so let's jump right into that then. The sensitive skin angle. It sounds like this hydratology cream has been getting quite a bit of buzz, mostly for that reason. For a lot of people, that's not just a nice to have, it's the absolute make or break factor, right?
Absolutely.
But when we hear a product handle sensitive skin, what does that actually mean in practice, like
Well,
day-to-day use? And why is that such a big deal in this space?
right. Well, what's really striking here is the focus on mildness. The review specifically calls out that users are reporting no stinging, burning, or redness afterward. Now, think about traditional creams, depilatories. They often use pretty strong chemicals, alkaline ones, to break down hair protein.
Yeah, they can be quite harsh.
Exactly. Effective, maybe, but they can really irritate the skin. Redness, burning, sometimes even mild chemical burns if you're not careful or leave it on too long. It's something a lot of people dread.
I've definitely heard those stories.
So finding a product that actually removes hair without those side effects, that's pretty significant. Think about someone, let's call her Sarah, like you said. She tries cream after cream, always ends up red and sore. For her, no stinging isn't just marketing speak. It's like the holy grail. It really suggests this formula was designed with user comfort as like the #1 priority, getting the job done without the usual skin drama.
Okay, that definitely sounds like a major plus for, well, probably a lot of people listening.
Yeah.
And it's not just about avoiding the bad stuff, is it? The review mentioned something about skincare, too.
Precisely. It's not just about being gentle. It's also formulated with moisturizing ingredients.
Ah, okay.
And that's key because, you know, that tight, dry, sometimes even itchy feeling you can get after using some creams.
Yeah, definitely.
This aims to counteract that. So once you wipe the cream off, your skin doesn't feel tight or dry. It tackles that dehydration issue as some chemical processes cause. It feels more like a complete approach, you know? Remove the hair, but also keep the skin barrier happy. That attention to how your skin feels afterwards really boosts the whole experience.
I focus on comfort and sensitive skin is really compelling. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. What about actually using it? How does it work day to day? And what should you expect if you decide to try it? The application sounds pretty simple from the review.
Yeah, the steps themselves are basic.
Clean the area first, right? Then put on a layer of the cream, wait a bit, then wipe it off gently. And against the direction of hair growth.
Yes, wiping against the growth is a good technique generally, helps lift the dissolved hair. But the real kicker here, and the review emphasizes this, is the timing.
Ah, with the waiting part.
Exactly. The claim might be as little as 5 minutes for finer hair, and apparently that often holds up.
Okay.
But, and this is a big but, for thicker or coarser hair, you're probably looking at closer to 10 or even 15 minutes.
So patience is required.
Definitely. It brings up that whole patience versus wanting instant results thing. The review warns pretty clearly, rushing the process usually doesn't give the best results. If you wipe it off too soon, especially with thicker hair, the chemicals might not have had enough time to fully break down the hair.
Leaving you with patchy results.
Patchy results or needing to do it all over again. And even with a mild formula, doing a second round isn't ideal, increases the chance of some irritation. That chemical reaction just needs its time to work properly and gently. So, yeah, knowing your hair type and being willing to wait the right amount of time is really key. It's not a magic wand for everyone, especially if your hair's stubborn.
Good to know. Patience is a virtue, even in hair removal, it seems. Okay, let's talk about another really critical factor for most people. The cost. the Hydrateology cream. It's positioned as sort of premium, right? The review mentioned a retail price around $43 for a tube.
Yeah, that's definitely on the higher side compared to, say, your standard drugstore cream, which might be, what, 10, 15 bucks, maybe 20?
Right. Or even some wax kits.
Hmm.
So that price usually suggests something special ingredients, research, maybe targeting a niche market.
It sets certain expectations.
But here's where it gets interesting. The review also mentioned it's not unusual to see it being sold for much less on places like third-party websites or online marketplaces, which, immediately makes you go,
Yeah, that's a huge red flag, or at least a yellow one. And this is where we need some critical thinking. The review makes a really vital point here. It says, and this is crucial advice, pricing differences might come with differences in authenticity or quality.
Okay, so buyer beware.
Absolutely. When you see a premium product heavily discounted on unofficial channels, you've got to ask why. Is it counterfeit? Is it old stock that's expired? Has it been stored improperly, maybe in extreme temperatures, which could mess with the formula's safety and effectiveness?
Right, things you don't think about.
Exactly. You might end up with something that doesn't work, or worse, gives you a bad reaction precisely because it's not the genuine article or it's degraded. That potential saving on the price tag might not be worth the risk. Sometimes paying that bit extra for the guarantee of getting it from an authorized retailer is just, well, smarter. Peace of mind counts for a lot with skincare.
That is incredibly useful advice, especially with online shopping being so easy these days. Okay, so we've talked claims, use, price. What about the overall verdict from people actually using it? What's the real-world feedback like?
Generally, it seems the feedback leans positive, which is definitely encouraging.
Okay.
A lot of users really do seem to appreciate that it's non-irritating and easy to use. That whole gentle approach we talked about, it looks like it's landing well, especially for those who've been burned, sometimes literally, by other products.
So it delivers on the core promise of comfort for many.
It seems so, but like with pretty much any product out there, it's not perfect for absolutely everyone in every situation. There are limitations.
Such as?
Well, the review does acknowledge that some do mention needing a second application or longer wait time if their hair is coarser.
Right, the patience factor again.
Exactly. But interestingly, the review doesn't frame this as a major failure of the product. It's seen as not unexpected for products like this, particularly ones prioritizing gentleness over sheer power. It suggests the cream isn't really trying to be the strongest, fastest thing on the market for every single hair type. It's more about being effective within its niche, you know? So it's a bit of a trade-off. You get the gentleness, the skin comfort, but for really stubborn hair, it might take a bit more effort or time. It helps set realistic expectations for you, the listener.
That makes total sense. So putting it all together, what's the kind of the final word from the review on this Hydrateology cream? The big picture.
The big picture seems pretty balanced, actually. The conclusion is essentially that it's not a game changer, but it does seem to work well within its limits.
Okay, not revolutionary, but reliable.
Pretty much. It's not going to completely upend your routine in some mind-blowing way, but it does what it sets out to do reliably for the right user. So, bottom line, it's probably a solid option for those with sensitive skin or anyone looking for a gentler alternative to waxing or shaving. That's its sweet spot.
That's niche.
Exactly. It offers that comfort where other methods might fail them. But, and this is important, manage your expectations. Just don't expect instant results on every hair. Think of it as a gentle, effective choice for specific needs, not a cure-all. A specialized tool, maybe.
Right. So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, our deep dive suggests the Hydrateology cream really shines because it's gentle. That makes it a strong contender if you do have sensitive skin, if you've struggled with irritation before. Yes, it might need a bit more patience, especially if you have coarser hair, but that moisturizing formula and the positive feedback suggest it carves out a real place for itself. It's for people who put skin comfort and gentleness maybe ahead of super fast, aggressive results. It really highlights that you need to look past the marketing buzzwords sometimes.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? It raises an important question about what we expect from products. How often are we searching for that elusive game changer, when maybe what we actually need is just a solid option, like this cream seems to be, that perfectly addresses a specific, maybe underserved need, like taking care of sensitive skin during hair removal?
That's a great point.
Yeah, like think about tools. You don't expect one screwdriver to change the world, but the right one for the right job is invaluable, isn't it? Sometimes the real value is in how well something solves a particular problem, even if it's not trying to be everything to everyone. It definitely makes you appreciate those specialized solutions more in a market that often shouts about being universal.
Absolutely. Definitely something to think about next time you're looking at products. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Hydrateology Facial Hair Removal Cream. Keep digging deeper, keep asking questions, and keep making those informed choices that are right for you. Until next time.